Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening in the replay. This is the vault, episode 514, Sunday Trustee Training. NetWorth equals network. And we're definitely going to talk about this today. So we appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. We definitely appreciate you for coming to the workshop, tuning in, listening in. People are actually coming to the workshop. This is going to be a great one because you always get new people that come to the workshop. So there's always new people engaging in getting around maybe some senior fellows or as well getting around the seniors and seeing what's going on, and that helps a lot. So it's funny. We wish we could tell a self-deprecating story about one of the workshops, but we saved those for last. But it is quite amusing though. So we definitely appreciate you for tuning in live, listen, replay. The families that are flying in, we definitely have families flying in from quite a few places, even internationally. So we look forward to connecting with those families as well. Sunday Trustee Training, the workshop is going to be on the 23rd. Uh, the address is to give an idea of the where it's at, and then once you reach out and you're ready to move forward, we'll give you those exact details. We look forward to seeing everyone there. Definitely going to be a great one. There's going to be abundance here very, very quickly. So let's go ahead into this episode 514 Sunday Trustee Training Net Worth equals network. And so we could talk about this maybe at length, but we're going to do our best to talk about this in a very brief manner to the trustees in the program, saying, well, what would be the importance of going and continuously going to the workshops? Whereas they may not understand that those trips are costing Trust Christian in the Vault the same to go and be in the upper rooms. It makes no difference. Oh, it costs 2 grand, it costs 3 grand, it costs 5 grand, it costs 10 grand. Okay. It costs 20 grand to fly around the world somewhere first class and to stay in a nice place first class, to go to a workshop that may or may not be but one day. One day. Net worth is equal to the network. So the network, to go straight to it, is the emphasis of this episode. How is an individual going to have a huge net worth if they don't have a huge network? And so this is where we run into quote unquote professionals, pros, business people. They don't get out the house. Well, if you don't get out the house, how are you going to have a vast network of people that you can draw from? That's what the workshops enable families to do. That's why families have pivoted off the workshops. Oh, I'm going to do my own workshop. Okay, no worries. Sounds good. So they're doing workshops now. Other families that have come through the vault that we've implicitly, we will make sure that we have contracts in place. But oh no, no. It's just like a competitive mind to compete. A creative mind is going to create the network. The network is what you invest into when you go to the events and you meet other people that you may or may not have met because A, they're not on the internet. Two, they all sign non-disclosures like you. So there's a sense of camaraderie, not to do each other wrong. The network. When they do, see, this is where people are now in some of the upper rooms. They're saying we're going to up the cost of entry. Where you used to be able to say, oh, I can go to a $150 event. I can go to a $300 event. You used to be able to could almost go to a $600 event. $600 event would be a charity event. Network, huge. Oh, now guess what? Easily have doubled. 1,200, 1,500, maybe 2,000. Why? Because they want to get out of the room people that don't have a network or a net worth to support the network. It's like going to a country club. Going to a country club, you have to pay for a membership. Are you paying to be a part of the network? Some people say, why would I pay to be a part of $1 million group when I'm earning $1 million a year? And then there's people that do it. We do it. Why would you not? Pay to be a part of a think tank. We say, oh, it's your network. Trustees say, oh, I wonder should I keep going to those workshops? Well, how many have you gone to? Oh, I went to one. Definitely not enough. Oh, I went to two. Okay. I went to three. Okay. Now we know you're vested. You're digging deeper into the information and what it entails. Why do I need to keep going? Well, it looks like people go because it's a network. It's not a is it about their net worth? All the assets they're looking to protect and grow and pass on from one generation to the next? No. That's where the emphasis is in the public. Oh, get your net worth up. All you gotta do is get your net worth up. Generational wealth is built on your net worth. Oh, really? What about your network? Did you do that with two people, three people, or did you do that with a vast network? The bigger you built your network, you somehow got to figuring and thinking and knowing that your net worth was equal to your network. So that means you were making it a point to get out the house and you were investing in your private relationships. Not just your private education, private relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we sat in rooms with mentors who would say, oh, yeah, we have businesses pay for us to go to the Swift Banking School for $20,000. And this was almost in the 80s. It was either 80s or 90s. The Swift Banking School. The company's paying $20,000 for you. Why? Not just to get the information, the rooms you're in, the clothes you're wearing, the people you're talking to, the dinners you're going to, the way you're traveling. That's the network. Those network individuals, they're not wearing the commercial, they're wearing the private. They talk privately. Interesting. Oh, I'm gonna go, but look. They got a peak right now on Americans going on vacation, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing sentiment and market test on the market. The have-nots are drowning. The haves are swimming. This is have information. Have information is focusing on expanding your network in the upper rooms, making it a point to get in those rooms. Period. What do those rooms look like? What does the cost to get in those rooms look like? The network. Oh, we got this one guy, and he said, oh, yeah, one of our business people, he's doing a mastermind session every month for almost $20,000. And that's almost a month for one person. But what happens when you're making 3, 4, 5x that? Do you care about the 20K that you're paying this guy to help you 4 and 5x the income to the company? Your network is equal to knowing this guy doing his job or this lady doing her job. Oh, okay. I'm going to come through trustee training. I'm trying to figure it all out right before I get in. I'm knocking at the door. I'm trying to see how much information I can get. And maybe even get the network before I do the cost of entry. And we're sharing with you all the wealthy rooms are creating cost of entries at higher price points now than ever because they don't want they're okay with inflation hitting their industry. No doubt about it. That's called a fee. That's inflation to a fee. Oh, we just got to charge people at the door. Why? Because we just have to. That's what makes it a business. It's not charity. Even though the families that are sitting in the room, the network, are networked together. It's it's asking, do investment families do investment family events together? Yes, they do events together. Investment families do investment family events together. Why would they need to network together when sometimes they might be in wide geographical locations, not always super locale? How? How is how do they network? They talk to each other. They have specific events to talk to each other. They network. The net worth is definitely equal to the network. No doubt about it. And as we get older, we think about how much of a network you either have built or haven't built. That's what it comes down to. How much have you built the network, or how much have you not built the network? Very important. So when we look at that perspective, we can see, okay, the more people I know, the higher the relationships, means the better the player is, that means the more value the players put into the world. There's a possibility, a correlation that can tie me, my net worth, or the net worth to the network. It's that simple. Trustees say, "Oh, I don't know how much I have to invest in my private education." There, first of all, when you go on private family retreats, when you do these things, aren't they investments into the education of the trustees? That's what we're talking about here. It's an investment in the trustees, an investment in the business, the family business, the family estate. Trustees say, "Oh, should I bring my children?" Why would you question bringing your children? Of course, you can bring your children. Yes, it's encouraged to bring your children. The whole program is around successor trusteeship. They're not going to be able to duplicate it because within each program of successor trusteeship, everybody's is not the same. That's why we already have a particular stronghold on the marketplace, because we understand that. It could be too, oh, well, you didn't give us a certification. So you need a certification to say that you could fail? You don't need certification to know that you can fail. So here's the discrepancy. Do you know enough people that are in trusteeship? Because people in trust deal with people in trust. So are you going to be in trust on an island? Here we go. The net worth of that trust is particularly germane and correlated to the network that it knows, the businesses that it can do business with, the people, the assets that are being placed in capital appreciation. All of those things are correlated to the network. The entity is a piece of paper, just a piece of paper. So it's tied to the trustee, or it could be you, the network. What's your network look like? As a trustee, what assets can you bring towards the trust? Oh, I can't start a trust with with zero assets. Can you do that, Trust Christian in the Vault? Can you start a trust with zero assets? You're supposed to be the first one. You were going to appreciate the asset by growing the asset. Oh, they said out of thin air. Could have been. Could have been. Network. The network was your ability to be resourceful. Oh, trust Christian Vault. We got to find out who the mentors are. Right? Most do want to find out who the mentors are. They definitely want to find out who the mentors are. And we have one coming to the workshop. And as a senior partner, and so we look forward to you all connecting at the workshop. Family Trustee Training. So this is Sunday Trustee Training. The net worth equals the network. They say, oh man, we've had trustees fly in last minute and still show up to have the ability to connect with people face to face. How important is it to connect with people face to face? Some people may never respond to your email. The net worth is equal to net worth. And we see this more and more every day since we've been in these powerful rooms. You're in these powerful rooms and you say, wow, what if I had not invested? Well, if you didn't invest, if the family didn't invest in expanding the net worth might be a little limited, thwarted. Because the bigger the network, it seems, in most worlds and the economies that we live in nowadays, the network can almost give you a great net worth. Depending on how big your network is, you can have, and depending on how well your network is, how well equipped it is, how strong it is, there can definitely be damage done and great things in a positive way for you and for the individuals that are in the network. This isn't one of those things, though, you need everybody. Some people could say focus on a few, not the many. At the same time, there's still a network put in place. Bottom line. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen to replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen to replay. We definitely want to do this episode for the trustees to really emphasize the, oh, do I need to go back? Should I go back? Well, when's the last time you called the seniors? Do you have it in your schedule to call the seniors? That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. And we could say one thing is if you never go into those rooms, you'll never get that relationship sometimes, or it's challenging to get that relationship. When we say go in those rooms, there's limited times to get around certain amounts of people just because they're not interested in being out. They're focused on building their network. And when they build a deep network, they're okay with cultivating that network and not always just going out and casting a net. Sure, there are many that will continue to cast a net, but we've sat in a room recently where they said they haven't made a cold call in a long time. And that's because they understand that they cultivated relationships. It's about cultivating relationships, ladies and gentlemen, and that does mean building a network. So no one can say, oh, well, I don't come from this, I don't come from that. Well, you have opportunities to walk through those doors and go in those rooms, and it does take capital, it does take savings, it does take investment. And the best part about it is alternative education, so it's not the cost of traditional education. These things don't always cost. Sometimes they're more not just certification based education, but focused on periodization, where you understand information over a period of time and you continue to move forward. Those are CREs, continuing education programs. Uh, you know, that's all it is, continuing education. So, network, net worth equals the net worth. Network. They go hand in hand. And that's why we're here to say the workshops have been edifying for many, and we appreciate looking to serve many with this one. This has definitely been one of those ones where it was just an overwhelming demand right now for estate and wealth management. No one can say that, oh, people didn't get wealthier after 2020. Sure, many can say, oh, well, the have-nots have lost. Sure, but the haves have definitely increased, and we're here to work with those families. We work with those families currently. We look forward to continuously hearing from those families and working for those families and individuals, coming up here. And so it's definitely, ladies and gentlemen, we just keep thinking about the wealth transfer going on right now. And the net worth is going to come from you getting around these people that have the money that are transferring it. That's how it works. Are you around people that have it? Because if they have it, you could almost have it. See how that works? We got one of our trustees that followed in the mentor's footsteps, went to law school in the past 5 years. And so it's interesting because the senior trustee followed in the senior mentor's footsteps, and now they know they're going to inherit the kingdom. And we tease them about it because it's one of the easy routes out. Uh, just inheriting the kingdom. Inheriting millions of dollars is not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. Inheriting millions of dollars worth of assets is not a bad thing, no doubt about it. But when you know you can forge more, you go out, you bet big, you expand the network, and you increase the net worth of the original holding. That is the job of a trustee. And if you don't do that, then you don't. So, expanding the network is very critical, ladies and gentlemen. Very critical. Expanding the network. Now we have access to more resources, whether it's financiers, whether it's deals. Do we have access to more deals? How do we have access to more deals? See how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tuning in live, listening to replay. It's interesting because people, we guess, they think that everyone's just going to share everything over the internet, especially when you talk about going private. If you're going private, you can't expect people in the private to share everything that people share in the public. And when you hear the jokes in the public, or the things that are not comfortable with you, or things that don't resonate with you in the public that you looking into as far as the private will share with people, then people might not do it. But it's very important to be upfront with those individuals and let them know, because what's happening from what we've seen is people literally are tap dancing around it. They have done that for years. But then we get people that they reach out, and there are quite a few that move forward. Like, whoever moves forward is because they've done over 4 hours of due diligence by just listening to the episodes. They've done 4 hours at least. We've had trustees tell us, oh, I listened to all of them from the beginning. I just took my time. I've been listening to you for over a year. Just took my time. Really? Took your time for over a year? It almost sounds impossible. No, it sounds like somebody that wanted to say, okay, I just want to do my due diligence. That's what it's called, due diligence. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to seeing you all at the workshop. Hey, we're always bringing surprise guests. Look forward to seeing you there. Christian at trustchristian.com. Peace and joy.